Who's seen Bart Simpson? Where Bart's got to ride out on the board over and over again as a punishment. Who could say with me to get in your head if you hear something long enough, even if you hate it, um, to help you, right? Instead of not help you, like hearing something you hate, right, for real. What could we send out in a message like North Koreans throw down and stuff like that, or out through a speaker? Right? We can write, we shall not kill, we should protect what we have, things like that. Perhaps this could be a first step. Does that mean drill more? For an outcome that you might not speak about, as you speak about too much of the outcome of the money factor? Or should certain outcomes be spoken about so people understand better before you say drill more? Wouldn't that be better, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes people can get confused. We're not all mind readers out there to understand what your point of view might be. Right? All they understand is the history of what you've put out and what you are till today. And if you're a leader, well, they're going to assume some assumptions of what they believe that you believe that all might happen. Right? But anyway, have a good one and see you later out there. Ooh, hang on, sorry. A little slow there. Bear with me. And bear with the money factor. Got to feed the wolves.
He used the N-word again, but this time he mentioned your grandmother. You tell him that his mom was an H.
Got it. I believe Hope spelled with a W.
Right. W. And his sister's a W, and his grandmama's a two big W, who makes double because she got no teeth. You tell him I said that.
Now you got to watch it when you go to bully people. Sometimes you shouldn't use a high school bully. It's best to bully in another way where you can't get a comeback or feel bad that you said the wrong thing at the wrong moment, right? So when it comes to bullying people about no teeth, well, some people have problems where they're born with no teeth and all these things. And when you use that bully from high school, which can be a stage, and it's funny, right? But as an adult and continue that, you will find that people will keep continue what they believe is cool, right? And so that word will stay around and you'll have to keep apologizing, right? But if you can get rid of that word and bully with another word that can't be classed as bullying for real, means showing what they are without using another word to make things sound funny about their mothers and grandmas and all that, because you have a perspective point of view that people with no teeth are crackheads and things like that I've talked about before already, about the police assuming that I was a crackhead once before pulling me over. Isn't that right, Emma?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet I had cystic fibrosis. It was the reason why my teeth fell out, and I haven't been on crack in my life then or still now, right? I've never tried crack in my life. Definitely anything through a needle. I might have been spiked in some parties in certain circumstances in certain areas. A little bit through life that has been a bit strange, as they say, when certain things happen in certain times. But other than that, I haven't deliberately gotten anything like higher than marijuana from the subject I talked about without being tricked, right? And only had it once, or never had it at all. Never got addicted to that area and wouldn't want to, just like I used to speak about when it comes to you wouldn't want any addiction, including marijuana if you can. As when I was younger, I used to speak about not having that addiction until I realised more about life. And sometimes people have these addictions to get a feeling so they don't kill themselves. When it comes to drugs, it gets medicated in all sorts of forms with all sorts of drugs. And I find when it comes to what I've used, the marijuana is pretty effective, and it can be more effective if it was in a pill form and more safer and healthier for people. So that doesn't make the situation worse in eating forms and pill forms and stuff like that. Like other countries are starting to realise with science today, and if you believe that and stick with it, that it's one of the God's saviour plants out there if the devil doesn't want to hold us back on it so much. as I've talked about, I believe it does that because it's such a saviour plant that anyone can do what you need to do, just like the medical sector, right? And they don't like that. The devil likes it where they got machines and people, and so they can control the sector a little bit like nuclear, right? That's how it works. So you're better off going the other way, isn't it? And going other directions. And then people are bullying these sections. You know where the devil's hanging out. That's what confirms it for me, because they stick up for the devil's bullying, right? God's chosen don't do that kind of stuff, do we? But anyway, have a good one and see you later.